Today, once again, we're going to meet people who've taken the time to record themselves getting their important messages across, despite how ridiculous, obnoxious, or just plain bloody stupid they appear to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to People Being Awful Part whatever this one is. So, let's get onto the woke barge, fire up the engine, powered by left-wing liberal tears, and head down the canal to hell. Beginning with a woman who's not happy that Elon Musk is still in the USA.
You know how people kept saying that we need to tell Elon to go back to South Africa? Well, here's the thing. He's not native to South Africa. And personally, I wouldn't wish that on South Africans. We must remember that he is a Afrikaner. And Afrikaners are the Dutch that colonized South Africa. So we should be telling him to go back to the Netherlands. And you know what's really interesting? He's going to get a trip back there for free. Oh, it's amazing how that works, isn't it? Oh, enjoy.
Elon should have to go back to the Netherlands despite being born in South Africa because that's where his ancestors are from. Those are brave words coming from a white woman living in America. The USA, of course, is a former colony, and I'm guessing her ancestors are European. By her own logic, and I'm using that word extremely loosely, she also has to be deported. And I think, below the surface, the language is quite racist. It has a whiff of, go back to where you bloody come from. And I would pay good money to see her approach any American who isn't the same colour as her and tell them to get out of her country. She also does that strange thing that the woke do. When they run out of things to say, which is just laugh like a maniac. Next, we'll see some real tragedy. We'll only see it, we won't hear it, because I've had to mute the clip to get around copyright. So sad that the morbidly obese thing, because I'm not sure if that's a man in women's clothing or just a really fuck ugly woman, have had to take down their pride flags. Actually, I think that's a really good thing, because school should be a place of education, not indoctrination. And yes, there will be children discovering what sexuality they are, whether they're straight, gay or bi. But I guarantee the teacher has put that flag up there to make it all about them. And I will say, if you're an adult and you feel compelled to tell children, often young children, about your sexuality and even your sexual encounters, you shouldn't be around children, you fucking nonce. And I guess it's a good thing that now in the USA, children won't have to have drag queen story hour or look at the pride flag whilst they're being shot at. Next up, we'll meet a very well-spoken young woman.
9 to 5 is bullshit. Unpaid lunch breaks are bullshit. Working all day and going home to have 2 hours of free time before bed is bullshit. 5-day work week is bullshit. Working yourself to death is bullshit. Retiring at 65, unlikely, is bullshit. Starting your adult life in debt from student loans is bullshit. Giving kids 7 hours of school and then homework to ready them for the never-ending grind is bullshit. It is so frustrating that we have one chance of life on this earth, and humanity chooses taxes and credit scores and pollution instead of floating around in the ocean all day eating fruit and hanging out.
9 to 5? I fucking wish I worked 9 to 5. And having unpaid lunch breaks is bullshit. Does this woman not understand that if she isn't working, her employer isn't likely to pay her? This is very, very basic stuff. Having to work until you're 65, again, in the UK, I'll be working longer than that. And sadly, that's how the system works. If you don't pay in, you can't claim a pension at the end of your work life. Kids going to school, again, it's preparing them, but they're there to be educated. They have to do something. Starting off your working life with student loans. Why not get a part-time job and pay at least part of your way through college? And this idea that we're going to be hanging around by the beach eating fruit. Who's growing the fruit? Who's creating the dinghies and the inflatables that we lay on to float around the coast? I don't think she's really thought this through. But there is an alternative to capitalism.
You just think everyone should have food and shelter? Yes. Yes, I fucking do. And I am tired of people trying to convince me that that's ridiculous. Okay? I am tired of existing in a world where there are dumpsters full of edible food because someone didn't exchange the imaginary shiny rocks for it. Okay? Every single one of our problems can be traced back to capitalism and some asshole who wanted to make more money by doing less, and oh my God, we have enough. We're just not giving it to people. We will do everything but just give people homes and food. You know how much more productive people would be if they weren't spending every minute of their waking lives worrying about how they're going to survive? If you need the threat of starvation and homelessness to contribute to anything, that's a fucking you problem, okay? Get out of my comment section.
Okay, so at some level, it sounds like she's describing communism, a system which has only failed in every country it's ever been tried in. Even the People's Republic of China have only started making money because back in the 1990s they were paying their top scientists with horse shit. They only started making money when they adopted capitalist values. And for the people who think communism's great, talk to someone who's escaped from North Korea and see if it's all it's cracked up to be. And yes, redistribution of wealth. Well, in the UK, there are people who are given free housing, free meals, free mobile phones, free public transport, and those people are called illegal immigrants, and that's a rather touchy subject. But if our new friend truly believes this, her home looks very nice. It looks quite spacious. Will she be giving up her spare room to the homeless? No, I didn't think so. And of course, it's wrong that perfectly good food is thrown away rather than just being donated. And it's terrible that there are people living on the streets, and again in the UK there are illegals in luxury hotels whilst British people are sleeping rough. That is awful. But would our new friend be happy to go to work, to pay taxes, so that people who are just too fucking lazy to do anything can sit around living on handouts? Because that happens in the UK and many people are pissed off with it. This is a relatively short video because I've been very busy today, but there's one clip left. And this truly is a person being awful.
Everything's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's okay.
That gentleman turned on the camera on his mobile phone, or cell phone if you're in the new world, saw that he'd been crying and pressed record, and then did that. He then edited that video, presumably thinking it portrays him in a good light, and then posted it to the internet. And I don't know what he's upset about. It'll be something that Trump has done or said. It's hard to tell at the moment. But there are so many of these videos, and they're either recorded in a bedroom where presumably the rest of the family can hear them having a fucking meltdown, or in their cars. So are there people going to car dealerships, approaching the salesperson, and not asking about miles per gallon or servicing costs or comfort or equipment levels, but instead going, I need a car that I can scream in? That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already, and as ever, thanks for watching. Andy hanging around the beach eating fruit. That's what we call a holiday or vacation, and that's what you get to have if you've got a fucking job. It's... how thick are these people? What she appears to be describing there is basically communism, a flawed system which has failed in every country it's ever been tried in. Yet these people, they'll have the picture of Karl Marx and they'll have said they've read the Communist Manifesto or Das Kapital or whatever the fuck it is. But do they not get that the USSR murdered more people than the Nazis? Sorry to invoke Godwin's law so early. That gentleman opened his... fuck it. So that gentleman opened the camera on his mobile phone, or cell phone if you're watching over in the New World. He looked at his express... Oh, fuck it, wherever gone. Start again.